Hey guys, it's Ash, and I'm gonna start making more videos. But unlike my other tutorial videos, these videos are gonna be more about myself raiding in real time. This way, you'll get the most out of what I do to farm. What better way is it to learn from someone than to watch them do it in real time for a whole 2 hour session? Of course, take into account that I am human and sometimes I make mistakes and fail too. But nevertheless, I hope these videos help. If you like it, be sure to show your support by commenting below and giving it a thumbs up. In this video, I'm going to share my general Dark Elixir farming method as a Town Hall 9 player. The method I use to farm lots of Dark Elixir fast, and that method is BAM, with Barbarians, Archers, Minions, and a few wall breakers. Instead of farming on my Town Hall 10 account with powerful troops like level 7 Barch and high level heroes, I'm going to play on my mini Town Hall 9 account, and without an Archer Queen to make it more challenging, as you will learn a lot more if I use weaker troops. So yeah, enjoy! Alright, let's begin. In this session, 2 hour session, I'm gonna be using BAM, Barbarians, Archers, and Minions. It's basically gonna be 2 barracks full of Barbarians, 2 barracks full of Archers, and currently I only have one Dark Barrack since the other one is upgrading, so I'm just gonna fill one whole Dark Barrack up with Minions, and I'm gonna be cooking lightning spells. I'm gonna be boosting 1 spell factory, 2 barracks for this experiment, or whatever you want to call it. Let's see what else. I think that's it. Oh yeah, and also gonna be using 6 wall breakers. Alright, let's begin. I'm gonna start by boosting two barracks. So this session's gonna end by the time the boost runs out. And also forgot to mention that I am farming in gold 2, so this is also an experiment in gold 2. This is without the focus of maintaining trophies, so I'm going to try to farm as much Dark Elixir as possible here without focusing too much on maintaining trophies. Since the new matchmaking system, hold up, on a raid. Alright, distract, send out your wall breakers. Now there's a wizard tower there, but I'm just gonna ignore it. If I constantly send in healthy barbarians, that wizard tower is just gonna get distracted by them, and at the same time archers are gonna take that Dark Elixir storage. So yeah, I'm currently targeting at least 800 Dark Elixir per raid. So there we go, take that Dark Elixir drill, and since the Town Hall's right out here, I'm just gonna take that as well. I see tombstones there, so it sounds like someone failed to snipe this Town Hall. Not sure why you would fail, it looks pretty easy. I do have my Barbarian King, I don't have my Archer Queen for this. I will not be using my Archer Queen. So this is a good example of Barch farming without necessarily using the Archer Queen. So yeah, I got 949 Dark Elixir right there on my first raid. So far it's going good. Good start. Alright, let's refill the barracks. I did use 2 wall breakers. So what I like to do is I like to alternate. Instead of dumping all my troops from the queue, I'm just gonna place 1 wall breaker and basically train the alternate troop, which is the archer here. And for this, barbarians. So once those archers have completed training, the barracks just gonna automatically train that wall breaker, and then head on to training the other troops. So that way I don't waste time trying to constantly remove troops from the barracks and then refill them. So that saves time. That's a good trick. My camp is currently 205 out of 220. Factory is already full, so I'm not going to be boosting that yet. So I'm just going to wait until this camp is full because I do have my barracks boosted. It's only going to take a couple of seconds until the army camp is full. All right. It's only 600. Not enough. I'm only gonna target at least 800. I'm gonna go for the 800 if it's really easy to get. If it is 800 and it's not really easy to get, then I'm just gonna avoid it. So it's basically gonna depend on the degree of difficulty for me to get that Dark Elixir, whether it's worth getting it or not. For example, if there's a Dark Elixir storage deeply confined within the base and has at least 2,000 Dark Elixir, I'm gonna have to weigh my risk versus reward. If I could get that Dark Elixir, then I will try, but if I can't get it, I'm just gonna avoid it. So yeah, it really depends on the degree of difficulty. Depends on how much I've been nexting. If I've been nexting a lot, I'm not just gonna stop and snipe a base just so I can get a Dark Elixir drill right outside the base. So it really depends, and this is a really good, it should be a really good video for anyone wanting to learn to farm Dark Elixir efficiently, fast. Not just get Dark Elixir, but getting it fast throughout a whole session. So like here, there's 1,200, obviously not worth it. It's gonna take a lot of effort to get in there, and there's really high risk because this guy also has active heroes outside. He has high level wizard towers and other stuff like this. This one only had 400 Dark Elixir. Obviously I'm not gonna go for it. So yeah, it's critical that I save my army. Because it does take time. It takes time to create a full army. So you don't just want to waste that full army on an attack where you can't really get much Dark Elixir. Here, this guy has his town hall right outside, so I'm going to take that free snipe. And his Dark Elixir drills are full, and they're easy to get, so I'm obviously going to go for them. I'm going to try to avoid that Arch Queen right there because she is a bit far away, so I can avoid her and get that Dark Elixir at the same time. I could get that Dark Elixir over the wall, so I don't have to waste my wall breakers to break in here. As you can see, my Barbarians are running around distracting those defenses while my archers have cleared the Dark Elixir drill. Okay, here, yeah, I'm just going to do the same thing. Spread around my Barbarians to possibly activate any clan castle. I mean, not clan castle, possibly activate any giant bombs. Clan castle is in the center, so obviously I'm gonna avoid it. I'm not gonna trigger it. If I can avoid it, definitely avoid it. If it's in the way of your Dark Elixir, try to first lure it. And there we go. And I'm not gonna go for that Dark Elixir storage, obviously. So I got a bunch of Dark Elixir. I got the town hall. I got trophies. I got everything. I didn't even have to use my whole army. So that's over 2,000 Dark Elixir right there. So far this is going great. Right, so I did not use any wall breakers, so no point in training them again. So I'm going to quickly refill my barracks. And my minions are already training. I already have a bunch of them, no point in refilling it up yet. I only like to carry about 16 to 20 minions, so I'm not going to keep training them. And they're only just for last resort purposes or for taking out wizard towers in the way. Okay, camp is full again. So as you can see, even with just 2 barracks full, I'm able to get a quick army pretty fast. So yeah, when I'm boosting, I only like to boost 2 barracks. There's no point in boosting 4 barracks with Barge because you just get an army really quickly. So yeah, that's a good way to save gems if you don't really need to, if you really want to save up gems and at the same time farm efficiently. Okay, looks like there's an error. Okay, we're back. Continue next thing. Hopefully that doesn't happen too often. Only 400. So yeah, always be patient. Keep nexting until you find your target. Don't ever just simply just fall prey to this type of base. He has a multi-inferno even though he has weak defenses. And it's only 800 Dark Elixir. It's not worth it. Definitely avoid multi-infernos. They take out a simple composition of BAM fast. Unless if the Dark Elixir storage is right outside the base, really close to it, and even if it's guarded by multi-infernos, you can overpower it by using, by spawning troops with multiple fingers. Like you can use 3 fingers and basically hold down and summon 3 barbarians at a time or archers, and that way you can overpower a multi-inferno. Right, looks like Dark Elixir storage right here. It's guarded by a lot of splash defenses, these 2 mortars and that wizard tower, but it is weak, and I'm going to try to get my Barbarian King inside because the only real threat for the Barbarian King would be that cannon and that archer tower and that cannon as well. I'm scared of the empty spaces here. They could be holding Teslas and giant bombs, so I'm going to try to safely activate them possibly. And as you can see, there's those all the collectors non-defensive buildings out here are separated by 2x2 tiles, so I was also afraid that there may have been bombs in between them, so that's why you do want to be careful and not spawn all your troops at the same time. Always try to activate them first. Okay, so yeah, there was a giant bomb right there, was activated. Now this one, yeah, there's nothing there. Okay, excellent. Now I can bring in my king. He's gonna go straight for the inside because I've cleared out a whole path right here, and that's basically all I need. I could go for the town hall. Actually, I'll just go for nah. It's trap. Forget it. I don't really need it. Okay, there we go. I got the Dark Elixir and I'm out. So that's about 1500 Dark Elixir. Great. Didn't even have to use my full army. So I did use a couple of wall breakers, so I'm going to try to retrain. Camp is at 203. I have 2 wall breakers. So 2 more, and then 2 more on the other barracks, which is going to make 6 wall breakers. Okay, since I have barbarians trained here, I'm going to be training archers on this. So that's how I alternate. I did not use minions, so no point in training them. Currently have 20 minions. So yeah, once you reach that point, you can just stop trading minions. You don't need that much, and it's good to save the Dark Elixir. So as you can see, even though I'm using minions, I'm really not using them too much in my raids because they act as last resort, only when I really need them for safety, because they're great at getting the Dark Elixir at the end. This guy has a bunch of Dark Elixir. He has a Town Hall, and this wasn't my first next, and he has his Dark Elixir drill full right here outside. Okay, possibly activating bombs. Alright, now send in the rest of your troops. This guy seems like he has a lot of traps on the outside, not sure why. It's really a waste. That Dark Elixir drill is empty for some reason. Okay, there's 1300. I'm not gonna waste my lightning because it's not worth it. I only like to use the lightning on storages that occupy at least 2000 Dark Elixir. Okay, keep training them. So yeah, so far I have stolen, since the start of the stream, 900, about 3100, 46, so 5000 Dark Elixir. I've stolen about 5000 elixir so far. Okay, there we go. 3000 Dark Elixir. Some of the drills, but they're guarded by high level defenses. I'm just gonna put a few Barbarians on that Town Hall and now work here, just so I can get that Town Hall because it's free. If it's a free snipe, take it. Free trophies, good way to maintain trophies even though I don't really need to maintain it. Okay, now I'm gonna send in my wall breakers as the defenses are distracted. Now that level 8 wizard tower is going to take out my archers by one shot. It's going to two-shot my barbarians. So I'm going to keep sending out healthy barbarians to distract it while my archers take the Dark Elixir storage. So yeah. Okay, I did activate a couple of clan castle troops, but it doesn't matter. Alright, now I'm going to focus on this side, distract defenses, break in this layer. Okay, send out archers behind. Try to break into that layer as well, but I only have one wall breaker left. I did weaken that junction right there. I'm just gonna send in the rest of my archers, but they're going in the wrong way. Let's see. They could avoid the wizard tower, but that mortar decided to target those archers, so I couldn't get all the Dark Elixir in there, but I did get a good amount. And now I'm just gonna, since this Dark Elixir storage does have about 2000 Dark Elixir in it, I'm going to use my lightnings and zap it to gain some extra Dark Elixir. And that will be it. So again, I got over 2000 Dark Elixir right there, so I'm really making fast Dark Elixir. So as you can see, since I'm not using rage spells or heal spells to assist me in making Dark Elixir, I can just cook lightning spells to make extra bonus Dark Elixir. So that's why I like to zap as a Town Hall 9 player. As a Town Hall 10 player, you don't really need to zap. You can just make Dark Elixir fast without having to zap even faster. But as a Town Hall 9 player, I do like to zap storages just because I don't really need spells to assist me in breaking into bases and taking Dark Elixir drills and stuff. So yeah, it's just good to, it's just a smart idea just to zap, just because it's part of the game. I know a lot of people are against it, but it is part of the game, and you have to do whatever you have to do to basically gain as much Dark Elixir as possible. Take advantage of it. So this is how I take advantage of it. I don't use it as a lazy method of making Dark Elixir. I use it just because I'm not using rage spells and heal spells. Obviously, using rage spells will allow me to break into bases much more easier. But just because I know how to use BAM, I've taught myself how to break into bases without having to use rage spells and heal spells. I can instead just use lightning spells because I'm not using other spells. So why not just use lightning spells and zap at the same time? I'm not wasting time to zap because I'm only searching bases while I'm waiting for my camp to fill up, or when I'm waiting for my camp to fill up, or or when I have 4 lightning spells and I'm in a raid like that last previous raid where that Dark Elixir storage had over 2,000 Dark Elixir. I was able to zap it and gain over 1,000 Dark Elixir from those lightning spells. So yeah, currently camp is at 149, 150. And refilled my barracks because these 2 barracks are boosted. They only take a few minutes to complete. I'm at 156 now. Here's a method I like to do. Whenever my camp is about 75% full, I like to start nexting because my camp is already, even though I'm searching for a base to raid, my camp is, my barracks are training troops. So I'm basically not wasting anything. I'm basically just searching for possible Dark Elixir drills outside the bases while I wait for my camp to fill up. So even though I have an incomplete army, it doesn't really matter because I only need about 50 Barbarians and 50 Archers just to get whatever I can find on the outsides of a base. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not wasting any time. I'm taking advantage of my time just to farm even more efficiently, farm faster. It's all about efficiency. Everything I do, everything I farm is all about efficiency. I have to use the most efficient method. Obviously, I'm not going to next just when I have about 10 Barbarians and 10 Archers because they're not going to allow me to effectively get the Dark Elixir drills or empty or filled out collectors outside the bases. So yeah, it all depends. So now I'm just gonna go back. See, as you can see, I'm gonna end battle, and I'm just gonna go back because I want an even bigger army now. So as you can see, I'm at 176 now while I was nexting, and I'm just gonna go back and search again. And in about 2 minutes or about 90 seconds, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna find that I have a full army camp. And even when I have a full army camp, and if I'm nexting, my barracks are still training troops. Even if my camp is full, my barracks are training troops while I search. So while I'm searching, I'm not going to stop searching. I'm just going to continue searching. And I'm not going to just stop and attack a base just because it has, just because it's a, forgot what I had to say, but you get the point. So yeah, so far nothing. Only been about 5 next. So you have to definitely stay patient. Sometimes it takes about at least 10 minutes just to find a base. That happens sometimes. You just have to stay patient. Just don't fall reluctantly to attack a base just because you couldn't find a base. Just because you're nexting so much. Try to stay patient and you'll be rewarded. So yeah, this base is a dead base. There's a lot of loot. It is trapped. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the resource instead. I do have an incomplete army, but whatever. Even if I did wait for a full army, I would not have found this base. So you have to think about it that way. Like, if you're not using a full army, then you're basically losing out on bases like these. Obviously, I'm not going to get everything, but I did get a whole bunch of resource just because I started to search without a full army. So all it basically needs is about 5 Barbarians and 5 Archers on each of the collectors, or even 4 of them. Alright, so I'm gonna target this side, try to get that Dark Elixir drill, because I am farming Dark Elixir. I'm not going for Golden Elixir. I'm just going for it because there's a lot. Okay, now minions. Always try to check for air bombs before you send out minions. This one, it's out of range of the air defense and the archer tower, so I'm going to remove that factory first. And then I'm going to target that Dark Elixir drill. So I'm going to summon a Barbarian right here, so it's going to go right there. See if there's any air bombs. There isn't, so I'm going to send in the rest of my minion squad. And they're going to retrieve that Dark Elixir drill. So I did get a bunch of Dark Elixir. I got a bunch of resource. So this was great. Got my target 800 Dark Elixir per raid, and I got a bunch of the Elixir and gold. So that was successful. Okay, did I use any wall breakers? I don't think I used any wall breakers, so nope. So I don't have to train them. So continue training archers. Barbarians, 2 barracks barbarians, 2 barracks archers. The reason I like to use a bit more barbarians, because you are gonna end up with a bit more barbarians just because barbarians train faster. So as you can see, I have 47 barbarians, 42 archers at the moment, and the reason for that is that I like using more barbarians. They're easy. The more barbarians you have, the easier it is to break into a base, because archers they die too fast. And in order for archers to be effective, they need tanks to support them with shield as they attack over walls, as they attack over those meat shield. So that's what barbarians are for. Archers are much more effective at taking out outside buildings basically that are outside the base, while barbarians are better equipped to breaking into a base. So barbarians are much more better attacking in a unidirectional way, in a one direction. So if I was to attack my base, for example, I would have to first obviously remove the buildings outside here and then focus on the inside. Obviously there's a wizard tower, the splash defenses are a threat, so I'm going to send out my barbarians and archers. The barbarians are going to distract the splash defense, and archers are going to attack behind, and then I'm going to attack over the wall with my minions, because wizard towers cannot target both your minions and archers at the same time, because the damage sphere of a wizard tower can only attack ground troops or air troops. So it has to decide between your archers or your minions. So that's a quick way of removing wizard towers. And once I've removed the splash defenses, triggered any possible bombs in the empty spaces, I can then send out a whole bunch of barbarians and archers, and they can easily go straight inside the base for the Dark Elixir storage. So yeah, it's only been about 25 minutes, still have about 95 minutes left of boost, and I've already accumulated over 8,000 Dark Elixir. So this is going excellently. Okay, camp is at 159. My magic number is 165 because 165 over 220 is 75%. So I'm going to start nexting at that point. There we go. And as you can see, I haven't even used my clan castle troops yet. I believe I do have a couple of wizards in there. Usually for clan castle troops, I like requesting minions, just because with even more minions, it makes it much easier to use them as a last resort with your own minions. So you have a mass minion last resort attack, which is very effective. Okay, so it only took me a couple of necks to find this, and this Dark Elixir storage is level 4. I mean, not level 4, level 5. And has about 2,000 Dark Elixir. As you can see, the drills are empty, so it does have about 2,000. So it's a good Dark Elixir, good base to attack. And just because I only nexted about about 3 times to find this base, I'm gonna just go for the quick zap, because you don't want to search too long and then zap a base, because that's just gonna basically waste all the possible amount of searched possible training space that your barracks are queuing. So you don't want to waste that. So that was a good time for me to use up that that lightning spell as my camp fills up. So I'm just gonna go back and next, and in about a minute, if I can't find anything in about a minute or 2 minutes, I'm gonna come back to my camp. So hopefully this video serves good purpose for any Dark Elixir farmers, any Town Hall 9 players who are looking to make really fast Dark Elixir. It should also work for Town Hall 8 players as well. Because I'm not using the Archer Queen, I'm only using the Barbarian King, even though I haven't really used the Barbarian King much for assisting me in farming. Basically just Barbarians and Archers. Okay, this base, that Dark Elixir storage has a bunch of Dark Elixir. Those level 2 drills are full, so I would say about 1,000 1,000 elixir in that Dark Elixir storage. But look how it's guarded. It's really in the center of this base, possibly a loaded clan castle. Yeah, it's just not worth the level 6 wizard towers, high level defenses for level 6 barge. So yeah, you definitely want to avoid that type of base unless you have the Archer Queen and have a rage spell. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Okay, 1,300, but again, hot, powerful defenses guarding that Dark Elixir storage, not worth it. Oh, and I think I forgot to train minions. But yeah, my camp is still filling up, so I'm going to refill my Dark Elixir barracks. It's full. Okay, again, I'm just going to quickly refill my barracks. Okay, refill the boosted barrack because it only takes a couple of minutes compared to the other barracks. I can just ignore those because those are training slow because they're not boosted. It's always a good idea to refill your boosted barracks before you start nexting. So yeah, as you can see, even though I'm farming in gold 2, I'm making a bunch of Dark Elixir. And the reason for that is because of this new matchmaking system, which basically allows the whole system to ignore Town Hall 6, Town Hall 7 players and below because I'm a Town Hall 9. So majority of the bases that I'm going to be paired up against are Town Hall 8s, Town Hall 9s, and Town Hall 10s, which is perfect for Dark Elixir farming. Why? Because those are the bases that occupy most of the Dark Elixir. Town Hall 7s don't really have much Dark Elixir, and even if they do, I'm a Town Hall 9, so I'm not going to be finding much. So it's not going to be worth attacking them because it's going to basically be halved. So it's always a good idea to search for Town Hall 8s, 9s, and 10s to farm Dark Elixir. So yeah, this matchmaking system really makes it much easier to find Dark Elixir more efficiently, basically. Trying to find another word to describe efficiency. But yeah, consistency, efficiency, they're all the same. Consistently finding Town Hall 8, 9s, and 10s to attack. And the best part about Gold 2, I guess, is that there's a lot of weak bases. Most of these bases are really weak for their level, so it's really that's what makes it really easy to break into them and steal the Dark Elixir. Alright, so as you can, I'm going to attack this base because this guy has full dark level 3 Dark Elixir drills. And now with the added Dark Elixir drill bonus, a full Dark Elixir level 3 drill occupies about 420 Dark Elixir. So if I take 2 of them out, I'm going to get a total of about 840 Dark Elixir if they are 100% full. It doesn't look like it's 100% full, but it is free Dark Elixir and free trophies right outside the base, and I've only nexted it a couple of times. I got 722 Dark Elixir, so this was definitely worth it. Definitely attack these types of bases. And then I'm going to check my boosted barracks, refill them once again, and then go back to nexting. So yeah, I haven't even used my clan castle troops once yet. Alright, here's a challenging base. He basically has all his mortars inside the core, so that Dark Elixir storage is basically being protected by this mortar, and this mortar. So 3 mortars. I can avoid the Archer Queen if I attack with archers to get that Dark Elixir storage. That level 6 Wizard Tower is gonna be a big pain. I'm gonna try to quickly break into that wall. Boom, boom, boom. No. Alright, try to first distract, but no, you don't want to distract the wizard tower towards the direction of the junction that your wall breaker wants to break. So I'm gonna try to. Okay, there we go. Okay, distract. No, there's a. Like, I'm just gonna send in my king because he's a tank. He's excellent at distracting. And now I'm just gonna send in my clan castle troops because I haven't used them yet. So he's getting hurt fast because this guy has really powerful defenses. I'm just gonna quickly send in my archers there. Send in barbarians for meat shield. Boom, boom, boom. Distract, shield. That's what the barbarians are for. As you can see, my archers are getting that Dark Elixir drill. But now since my barbarians have targeted that Dark Elixir drill, no, they're still, okay, yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Those barbarians are going to activate the Archer Queen, but that doesn't matter. My archers have retrieved all the Dark Elixir from that storage. And there's basically 56 Dark Elixir remaining, which is really not worth getting because those drills are pretty empty. That drill is pretty empty. It's really not worth wasting troops just for 56 Dark Elixir. So I did get 900 Dark Elixir. I did lose my Barbarian King, but I don't really use my Barbarian King for farming. He's not really that good for farming Dark Elixir. He does help. He does help. That's true. But he's just not a prime troop for farming. Just because he gets hurt. He gets hurt very easily, and what that means is that you can't really use him consistently, and that hurts efficiency if you can't use a troop over and over again for every raid. So yeah, that's why the Barbarian King is not fit for farming, although he does help farming. And if you boost him, if you do boost him, I'm not going to boost him. I don't need to waste my gems just for his assistance because I don't really need him. But if you do boost him, you can use him, and he is going to make Dark Elixir farming much more easier for Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 10, not 10, Town Hall 8 players. Because he is a tank, it's going to help a lot. And attacking a base with the core full of splash defenses like mortars, wizard towers, air defenses, which really don't do anything against ground troops. Those are the type of bases you want to attack with the Barbarian King, if you're going for the core. Okay, I'm at 181, 185. I currently have 1 lightning spell. Okay, so I am at 187. So I'm going to come back in about a minute for my full army while I search for any possible bases with the Town Hall outside, or just full Dark Elixir drills outside. Okay, didn't really find anything, so I'm gonna go back. And there we go, full army. So I'm gonna quickly refill it. Okay. Contemplating whether I should attack this base or not. But no, I'm not going to attack it. Why? Because he has a Barbarian King right in the center. What that Barbarian King is going to do is going to distract my Barbarians and Archers, while those 4 mortars, high-level Wizard Towers quickly take them out. So this is a really high-risk base. So definitely avoid, especially because the Dark Elixir Sword is centralized, and especially because it's guarded by an active hero in the center. What heroes do is they basically distract your troops, and that's a really high risk for attack with Barch. If those heroes were outside the base, it would make it much more easier. But just because they're right in the center, it's going to be a high risk. And if the heroes are centralized and are not guarded by mortars or wizard towers, then it's a low risk. You can attack that kind of base because it lacks splash defenses. You can overpower a hero with Barch, and sometimes heroes that are centralized pull troops towards the center, and that's basically what you want to do. You want to go towards that core to get that Dark Elixir storage. So sometimes heroes that are centralized do help in raids. And that's why it's a good idea not to place your heroes inside your core. Okay, this guy is going to give me free trophies and a couple of Dark Elixir, because he does have over 2,500 to offer. So I'm going to zap him. So he's going to give me about 300 Dark Elixir. And to repay him, I'm going to give him a 12-hour shield. I think that's fair. There we go. I really didn't use many troops, so I'm not going to refill my barracks or anything, but I did use a lightning spell. I'm going to cook that and then quickly go back and next. Because it does take a couple of seconds to refill your barracks every time, so there's no point in trying to refill it if it's already about 90% full. There seems to be a bit of lag at the moment. It's taking a while to next. As you can see, the Dark Elixir drills are empty, and even though that Dark Elixir storage looks empty, it's not. It actually occupies about 2,000 Dark Elixir. And the reason for that is because he probably only has about 30,000 Dark Elixir in there. And when a storage that is under 20% full, it looks like that. And basically a 20% full Dark Elixir level 6. A Dark Elixir storage level 6 holds 200, maximum of 200,000 Dark Elixir, and 20% of that is 40,000. So if a person has under 40,000 Dark Elixir, 40,000 Dark Elixir in their level 6 storage, it's gonna look like it's empty, but it's actually not. That was a dead base, but I don't really need elixir and gold, so I'm not going to waste the whole army just to get about 350,000 in total gold and elixir. That's not worth it, and that's only going to slow you down when you're farming for Dark Elixir. Now, some people do want to farm for Golden Elixir and Dark Elixir at the same time, so yeah, go for the dead bases that do offer a good amount of Gold and Elixir if you really do need them. And if you really want to farm a balance of Dark Elixir, Gold, and Elixir, a lazy method would be just to farm dead bases with Gold and Elixir, while also boosting your factory and cooking lightning spells to zap Dark Elixir storages at the same time. So if you do that lazy method, you will make a good distribution of all three resources. So obviously in this video, I'm only utilizing this method with BAM and lightning spells. In future videos, I'm gonna show you how I farm with BAM and rage spells instead of lightning spells. So there will be a video with me farming with BAM and rage spell. Another one with how I farm with giants. I don't really farm much with giants. Very rarely do I farm with giants. I don't really like them, but I will show you how effective they are and how efficiently you can farm with them. Other compositions, like maybe I'll do Balloonian. Maybe I don't really like doing Balloonian. Maybe if I go to Masters as a Town Hall 9 and try to farm up there, I might do a video on that as well. Yeah, there's a bunch of different methods of Dark Elixir farming, and I'll try to share them all in future videos if you guys want to see them. So if you do, then make sure to comment that you really like this, if this was helpful, and if you want to see more, definitely comment, like, subscribe, and that may drive me into making more. Okay, this guy has 1600, about 1700 Dark Elixir, and the reason I'm gonna zap it is because he has a level 3 Dark Elixir storage, and that's a really weak storage. So even if it occupies about 1700 and I zap it, I'm gonna get about 300 Dark Elixir, and my target is 300 Dark Elixir per zap. And since I haven't really necked it too much, I'm just gonna use this opportunity to get a few trophies and at the same time get a bunch of Dark Elixir. So I got about 300 Dark Elixir right there from that zap. So I'm gonna cook another lightning spell, and it looks like I'm gonna get another lightning spell back from the boost. So yeah, I got one lightning spell. Camp is full. I'm gonna continue next thing. Only 800 Dark Elixir spread between the drills and that storage, not worth it. He also had an active Barbarian King inside. Nope. Alright, this is a really high risk attack, and the reason is because level 7 Wizard Tower, level 7 Mortar. But the good thing is that Wizard Tower is out of range. That Mortar is in range of attacking my Barbarians, but out of range for attacking my Archer Towers, and the other splash defenses are out of range. Now the first thing you want to do is check for the Clan Castle, but it looks like he has a empty Clan Castle. Now I'm not focusing on Town Hall, so I'm just gonna, but I do need to take out the Town Hall out of the way so I can get to that Dark Elixir store. This is still a really high risk attack because I do have level 6 Barge, and this guy is a max Town Hall 9. He has max defenses, And I don't really have that many wall breakers, so I'm hoping these wall breakers get through right there and break that. Boom. No, they didn't make it. There was a spring trap there. Oh man. That sucks big time because I needed my troops right inside here so my archers could have taken that Dark Elixir storage. So it's even a bigger problem now because he has a wizard tower right there and I don't have any barbarians. My barbarians went around. So yeah, this was a fail, and as I said, this was a high risk attack just because of the level of the space. So you really have to weigh your risk and reward. But the good thing is I do have a zap lightning spell, so I'm gonna get about 300 Dark Elixir from that zap. Yeah, that makes up for it. I did lose the army, and you never want to lose an army for a failed raid. But the main reason I went for it is because I did have a zap, last resort zap, just to get a few Dark Elixir drill if I did fail. So yeah, I did get it, and because I was boosting, since I'm boosting, I'm gonna get a full army quickly. I don't really have to wait too long for a full army. And next reason is because that base only took a few necks to find it. Didn't really take long, so because of that I attacked it. Alright, so camp is at 84, so this is gonna take a while. Even though I do have 2 barracks boosted, it's still gonna take a while. But the good thing is, what I do with my method is I only wait until I have about 165 troops and then I search. So I'm really not gonna be waiting too long. So let's look at our log in the meantime. 300, 300, 300. All those were from zaps, and they were in 9 minutes. So in 9 minutes, I made about 900 Dark Elixir. So if you convert that 900, divide 60 minutes in an hour, 60 divided by 9, you get about 6.5 times 900 Dark Elixir, and that's gonna equate to about 6,000 Dark Elixir per hour. And that's within the range of how much Dark Elixir I'm willing to make, so obviously it's great. So let's see how I've made in the last 39 minutes. 1500, 350, 1850, 1850, 4000, 4100, 5100, 5800, 6700 plus 900 is 7,600. So I made 7,600 in the last 39 minutes, which is excellent. If you can do that, then that is perfect. You're doing perfect at Dark Elixir farming. Usually I don't really make this much Dark Elixir per hour. Farming is a Town Hall 9, so I might be getting a bit lucky maybe, but I am recording and I am trying to basically farm as much possible just to show you guys how efficiently I farm. So I'm trying my best here. So camp is at 137. Bum, bum, bum. Here, have some. So yeah, Queen is going to level 11 and level 12 in this account. King is at level 11. I'm gonna put him back to with the Dark Elixir I'm gonna be farming. I'm gonna be putting him back to upgrade. I don't really play much on this account. Yeah, I really don't really play much. But when I do, I go hard, and that's why my walls are really high level. My defenses are lacking just because I don't really play much. So, and I only have 4 builders. So, and since most of the time I just place my builders on offensive upgrades like Dark Elixir drills, storages, try to maximize those first before I do defenses. Just because on defense I get sniped a lot. So as you can see, all these are basically snipes. Some of them were not snipes because not sure. Actually, yeah, most of them are just snipes. So as you can see, I don't really lose much on defense either. So yeah, that helps a lot having a base like the Hypercube. If you want a good farming base, check out my Hypercube base. I did upload a speed build of it recently on my channel. It's excellent for saving Dark Elixir and resource and getting sniped all the time. Because that's what you want to do, get sniped, get free shields. Alright, I'm at my magic number 165 in about now. Alright. So the first thing I always look at is the Dark Elixir available, and if it's more than 800, the next thing I look at is the Dark Elixir storage. If the Dark Elixir storage looks empty like this one, then that means that the Dark Elixir, depending on how much there is, it could either be inside that storage or inside the drills. And then I'm going to look at the drills, and if the drills look loaded, then I calculate how much Dark Elixir, how much possible Dark Elixir are stored in those storages and drills. So for example, I'm going to use an example here. This I can't really use an example, but as you can see, this Dark Elixir storage looks pretty empty. That Dark Elixir drill and that one, level 3, are both about 20% full. As I've said, a full Dark Elixir level 3 drill holds about 420, so 20% of 420 is 84. So yeah, it holds about 84, but not 20%, 20 to 40%, I mean. So from 84 to 168, that level 3 Dark Elixir drill held about 84 to 168 Dark Elixir. So if there's two of them, 168 times 2, that's about 336. So yeah, makes sense. If you really want to know, if you're interested in knowing how to calculate Dark Elixir inside of a drill, inside of a storage, then check out my guide, my journey guide, my Dark Elixir guide has a lot of information on that. Okay, so I'm back to my camp, and my camp is full. So I'm going to refill my boosted barracks. And that's all I really need to fill. Next lightning spell I'm going to get is in 6 minutes. And I currently have one lightning spell, and on my first next I found a base with the Dark Elixir drill, Dark Elixir storage that occupies about over 2,000, because as you can see, the drills here are empty. They look empty. They're about 0 to 20% full. So that means most of the Dark Elixir storage is in that level 5 Dark Elixir storage. So hit it right at the centermost point of it, and you'll get the most possible Dark Elixir from it that you can zap. And if the town hall is right outside, definitely go for the snipe, just to maintain trophies. So I got 300 Dark Elixir from there, which is the target per zap. Since I'm making 4 lightning spells every 30 minutes, that's 8 lightning spells every hour boosted. And if I take 300 Dark Elixir per lightning spell, 8 times 300 is 2,400. I'm making a bonus of 2,400 Dark Elixir per hour just by zapping. And this is that method of farming using lightning spells. I call it the lazy method. If you don't wanna zap, if you wanna not use the lazy method, you can boost your factory and just cook raid spells, which will assist you in attacking storages much easier, and you can afford to attack harder to get Dark Elixir storage inside of a base with rage spells. And I'll show you that in future videos if you're interested. Okay, Town Hall 850, it requires a bunch of work to get in there. As you can see, centralized Barbarian King, a bunch of splash defenses, even though they're really low level, it's just going to require a lot of work. It's not worth it, only 150. If it was more like 1500, I would have gone for it. Also in future videos, I'm going to try to farm in different leagues. Like in this video, I'm farming in Gold 2. Another time I might farm in Gold 1 and then in Crystal, then possibly in Masters. Also in Silver League, maybe Bronze as well. So yeah, I'm going to be experimenting on different places and recording my 2-hour boost session. Easy to get golden elixir, but a bunch of gold inside that base. I'm not going to be getting that. Not worth it. If I was to estimate how much I would get, I would possibly get about 250,000 elixir and about 150,000 gold if I really tried. And that's not really worth it if you're focusing on Dark Elixir. And as you can also see that I'm not using my Archer Queen. In future videos I might also use the Archer Queen in some farming videos, just because she makes Dark Elixir farming much more easier. Okay, now the reason I'm attacking this base is because look, he has a Dark Elixir storage that looks pretty empty, and his level 4 Dark Elixir drills look pretty full, and a full level for Dark Elixir drill occupies about can't really recall, but it's a lot. I'm guessing about somewhere around 600. So yeah, I'm gonna get that Dark Elixir drill, and I'm just gonna get that. I want to try to conserve as much troops as I can as well, but at the same time not take any chances. So that should be enough right there. I'm not gonna use my wall breakers, don't need it. As you can see, those barbarians right there crawling in that wall are acting as shield as my archers take that drill. So from those two drills, I've stolen 1,000. Yeah, I think it occupies about 540 if I recall correctly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 540. A level 4 Dark Elixir drill, if it's 100% full, holds 540 Dark Elixir. Okay, refill my barracks. Let's see. 1 hour left. That one held about 800, but it was spread around that base. So even if the storage is easy to get, if the drills look loaded and they're around the base, then it's not worth attacking unless if there's a lot of Dark Elixir. Like here, as you can see, that drill looks like about 50% loaded, but that it's spread around. That storage, all the drills are spread around, so all the Dark Elixir are spread around. You don't want to attack a base that has Dark Elixir spread around. You want to attack in one direction, because the most powerful way of attacking a base towards the inside of it is attacking it from one direction. Okay, I'm gonna first test. I'm gonna attack this because he has 1,000 and it's pretty easy to get. So I'm gonna test for the clan castle. Okay, it's empty. I'm gonna first remove these buildings out of the way because they're out of the range. So yeah, try to remove as much buildings out of the way that are out of the range of the defenses protecting them. Okay, trying to remove that. There are some skeletons in there. I'm also not gonna I'm not gonna deploy all my troops at the same time because there are empty spaces here, and that's why. Just because he had a giant bomb right there. Now the defenses are distracted, so I'm gonna send in 2 wall breakers breaking there, and then the next junction the wall breakers are gonna concentrate. If I spawn from here, is this one right here, the one that's guarding that cannon. So as you can see, my wall breakers went right for that, and now they opened up that junction that I wanted to. I'm gonna send in my minions, a couple of them, to take care of that wizard tower. It's gonna they're gonna distract it, and they're gonna steal it. And then I'm gonna send in 2 more wall breakers. They're gonna focus on this one because that's the next one. And now, actually, I should have sent in a few barbarians in there first before deploying my archers because you want barbarians to distract. Now I'm gonna send in 2 groups of barbarians because one of them is gonna get weakened by the splash defenses. However, I did forget that he had 2 mortars that are protecting that storage, so it's even harder to get. First, I'm gonna test for any possible traps in there. There are. Yeah, I'm just gonna send in my clan castle troops to remove the skellies that I've activated. Okay, now I'm gonna target that elixir storage, and as you can see, if that wizard tower is attacking, he has to focus on either the minions or archers, so he's not gonna be able to take both of them out in time. I don't really need the snipes, so I'm out. I got all my Dark Elixir over 1,000, and that's my target. So I did get my target. And back to base. Camp is 104. I think I have 3 wall breakers left. Yeah, so I'm only gonna train 2 on this one and 1 on the other one because I only need 6 wall breakers to basically deal damage. And I did use all my minions, so that means I'm gonna have to refill this. Alright. Oh yeah, I did use my clan castle. Now here's what I like to request. I like to request minions. Or one... Actually no, if I'm requesting minions, I'm only gonna request minions. And the reason I'm requesting minions is because, as I've stated before, they're excellent for last resort purposes. So either request minions or request 1 barbarian and 4 archers. The reason you want 1 barbarian and 4 archers is to keep the ratio. You want to keep that ratio of 1 to 4 archers. So if you have a clan castle that can occupy 30 troops, then you're gonna have a 1 to 4 ratio of barbarians and archers, which means that you're gonna have 5 barbarians. Actually, no, not 5. 6 barbarians and 24 archers, and that's a 1 to 4 ratio. So, and what's good about that is because those 6 barbarians, when they come out of that clan castle, are gonna act as a mini meat shield for the 24 archers, and that's why I like to request for 1 barbarian and 4 archers, or all minions. So it depends. If your clan requests minions a lot, you can request for minions. If they don't really cook minions or don't use BAM or don't really want to donate minions because they're also farming Dark Elixir, that's understandable. Then just request for 1 barbarian and 4 archers. And as you can see, I've reached my magic number. So I'm gonna search while I wait for my camp to fill up. Okay, didn't really find anything, so I'm just gonna go back. And camp is full. Weak defenses, but very well protected Dark Elixir storage, even though this is a really terrible base. Dark Elixir is also spread out, so definitely not worth attacking. The reason I stated that it was well protected is because it's well protected against Barch, definitely not against attacks such as Jib Arch, which giants in Barch, or just heroes in general. Barbarian King and Archer Queen can easily get that. And wall breakers can just have a field day breaking every wall with just one wall breaker. Yeah, definitely gonna have to avoid Multi-Inferno level 6 Wizard Tower. Even though that storage looks really easy to get, Barbarians, Archers, and Minions are just not gonna be able to do it. It's a high risk attack. Yeah, don't fall prey to these types of bases. This is a trapped core. As you can see, as mortar, 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 4 mortars protecting that the Dark Elixir storage, so definitely avoid. And you're gonna also have to worry about all the defenses surrounding that core. I could zap that storage, but I've already nexted about 10 times, so I'm just gonna avoid it. Don't want to waste all the troops that my barracks have trained. And because I only have 2 lightning spells, it's not a problem to wait until you have 4 of them, if you have that time. So yeah, no point in wasting the troops that my barracks are training, like I said. Nope. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask on the comments below. Dark Elixir storage, it's really well protected. Only 1,000, so it's not worth it. Maybe if it was like 2,000, I would have gone for it. But you gotta weigh your risk and reward. Not much reward for that much effort, in my opinion. Rather use my army for something more something more safe and something that offers more. Okay, it looks like a dead base, but all his collectors are inside the base. So, and his drills are separated here and here. I'm not going to attack it, because even if I do with this attack composition, I'm only going to be able to get about a total of about 300,000. Definitely not worth it. And the reason I'm only going to be able to get that little is because he has all his collectors inside the base and heavily guarded by all the defenses and walls. Okay, this guy, let's see. He has 1,000 Dark Elixir. Those drills are about 20 to 40% full. Dark Elixir storage is pretty easy to get, but my main concern is that Barbarian King and then the 2 mortars. I can break here with wall breakers, send in my troops here. Obviously Tesla's here. I don't have to worry about bombs or while I get inside. No wizard tower here, so let's go for it. First test the clan castle. It's empty. Alright, break these. Possibly activate any bombs in the way as well. And send in 2 wall breakers from here. Barbarian King's gonna not do anything against the wall breakers. Looks like the wall breakers failed somehow. Okay, send in 2 wall breakers now. Okay, they're going inside. One of them broke into that compartment. And my barbarians are just gonna break in, so no need to send in another. And now I'm gonna go for, send in barbarians straight inside. They're targeting these 2 junctions because those have walls in there. Now I'm gonna send in my wall breakers. I was hoping they would go for this one because that one was holding Dark was holding the storages in there, but no, they're gonna go all the way here and there. And that's a bit annoying. Now they're targeting this one right here, so I have to get rid of that barrack. Did not think I'd need to. Okay, so now since I've taken it out, I can now focus on sending my troops inside. I'm gonna send my clan castle right there, and then behind them I'm gonna send in my archers. It's really hard to deploy on this thing. All right, there we go. A bunch of them are gonna target the storage. It did not go according to plan because of the way I was deploying them, but I got a few Dark Elixir, and as I've said, it is a risky attack. I would not have gone for it if I had known this would have been the result. I was a bit confident, overconfident in my opinion. So I've only gotten 450. Yeah, that was a fail. Yeah, not worth attacking a base with only 1,000 Dark Elixir if it requires that much effort to get inside. So yeah, note to self. It really did not help that those wall breakers went in the wrong direction. As well with my troops. Did not focus on that core. They spread out too much. And I was unable to summon them quickly enough. Really not. Yeah, really not used to playing on this account. Okay, I'm at 192 out of 220, so I'm just gonna next for a couple of seconds while I wait for my count to fill up. I do have 3 lightning spells, so let's look for a base to zap if I can find it within under a minute. Nope, did not find anything, so I'm going to quickly go back for my full army. And also check to see when the 4th lightning spell ends. And since I boosted 10 minutes, which basically means 2.5 minutes until I get my 4th lightning spell. So I'm going to take that into thought as I search. So if I can't find anything within the 2.5 minutes, I'm going to come back for my 4th lightning spell. So yeah, obviously I'm not keeping track of the time. It's just mentally, I'm just mentally estimating somehow whether it's 2.5 minutes or not. I mean, you usually get a sense of time, whether it's past 2 minutes or not. You start to develop it as you play this game and as you try to keep track of time. It just mentally gets to you. And if I can't find anything, actually, level 3 drill looks pretty full. Level 1 drill is full, but dead base, so I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna get a bunch of gold and elixir, get some trophies, and at the same time get a few dark elixir. Now the reason I summoned archers is to avoid the archer queen as much as possible while I try to retrieve the loot here. Send in the archers straight towards that level 3 drill as those troops disrupt the defenses. 555. Just need about 3 archers on that, 3 archers on that. Spread out your barbarians. Now, the first barbarian you summon is going to activate the mortar. So that mortar is always going to target that first one. That's a good trick to know. Test for air bombs, then send down the rest of your minions. And there we go. We've gotten the drill, we've gotten the town hall. We've gotten practically all of the loot except for that drill, but we don't have enough troops. We only have 7 minions to attack over it. So I guess we'll just go for that. Use the barbarians to both take out these barracks and distract the 2 archer towers as you summon your minions. Test for air bomb, then send in the rest. And there we go. Yeah, we did not get too much, but whatever. Don't need to waste my clan castle either. So I did get about 400,000. I did get 500 Dark Elixir, but the main reason I attacked it was because of the Golden Elixir. And because there was some Dark Elixir that came with it. So yeah, I got my 4th, don't need to train wall breakers because I didn't use any. Got my 4th lightning spell, so that's excellent. And the reason that's excellent is because even though I have an incomplete army, I can start nexting. And the reason I can do that, even with the really incomplete army camp, is because I have 4 lightning spells that I can use to make Dark Elixir by finding a base that with the Dark Elixir storage that's loaded with Dark Elixir to zap. So yeah, this way I'm always making Dark Elixir consistently. and that helps with efficiency. There we go. This is a level 3 Dark Elixir storage. Very bad idea for this guy for not focusing on upgrading his Dark Elixir storage to the fullest, because now I can take advantage of that and get as much Dark Elixir as I want from it. I'm gonna go for that. Even though it's a level 1 drill, probably only gonna give me like 50 Dark Elixir. Still dark. It's the free Dark Elixir, so go for it. Gonna go for that Town Hall as well because I'm gonna get 11 trophies for 1 starring this base. Boom, boom, boom. 4 Dark Elixir, 4 lightning spells, and that's gonna give me a bunch of Dark Elixir. And I don't really need to waste my troops. I could get a few loot here, but I don't really want to waste my troops to get the golden elixir, because I don't need them. So I got 1200 for 4 lightning spells, so that's about 300 each, which meets my requirement. So perfect. I made 1200 Dark Elixir easily, just like that, just from zapping. Didn't have to do anything. Didn't have to do too much. All right. Did not use wall breakers again, so train barbarians and archers. Archers. Just want to say. Okay, so camp is at 137. I'm going to start nexting when I have 165 troops, which will only take a few seconds. Okay, let's check the timer. We have about 33 minutes left. So I'm going to be ending this video in 33 minutes. I did farm over 1500 Dark Elixir, so far it's looking excellent. This will make a good video. I hope. So camp is at 164, and now it's 165, so I'm going to start searching. Meets the requirement, at least 1,000, but all these splash defenses are heavily guarding this Dark Elixir storage, so it's not worth it. If I could send in my king in there in that core, he can easily take that Dark Elixir storage, because those splash defenses can't even scratch him, but it's gonna take too much effort to get him inside. There's high risk, and it's only 1,000 Dark Elixir, so not worth it. And obviously I don't have a full army. I only have 165 troops, so I'm not going to attack Dark Elixir storage inside a base with that many troops. The reason I'm nexting with this many troops is obviously because I'm looking for drills outside, loaded drills outside, easy to get drills, maybe possible snipes. If I want to maintain trophies, I can snipe town halls that are outside. Oh no, client and server are out of sync. Hate when this happens. You just waste your time, and basically, actually it's not really gonna hurt us with the barracks training, because our camp is still incomplete. We're at 211, but it doesn't matter. That actually helped us, because now I can just refill my barracks and wait a few seconds to start nexting with the full army. So thank you. So yeah, I have a full army now, 13 minions, and the rest barbarians and archers. Perfect. Alright, so That storage looks empty because those drills occupy Dark Elixir. And they look pretty full and they're outside the base, so I'm gonna go for it. But this town hall is being guarded. Looks like it's trapped. I guess he doesn't want free trophies, and I don't really need trophies that badly, so instead I'm just gonna focus here, send in a bunch of barbarians to strike defenses and target that junction right there. I was hoping to target that drill junction. Oops! Dropped all my wall breakers by accident. Oh man, I thought I changed troops, but I didn't. But oh well, it doesn't matter. I can still get that Dark Elixir drill with my archers right over the walls. I didn't really need minions. Now there's a wizard tower right there, and that's gonna be the main nuisance here. So I'm gonna have to send in my minions and archers, and boom! As you can see, they have quickly taken out that wizard tower. And the reason for that is because the wizard tower cannot defend himself against both archers and minions. He has to decide, and that's a big weakness for the wizard tower. Boom. Okay, I've gotten the Dark Elixir right there. Did not get that many Dark Elixirs, so I'm gonna go for that town hall because I have a bunch of troops remaining. So even though he's trapped it, doesn't really matter because I have my king now. Boom, boom, boom. Summon the barbarians. Doesn't matter that I've activated his ability early. Just want to quickly take out that, because even if he was being targeted and then I activate him to re-heal himself, he's still gonna get targeted. And it's better sometimes to just activate his ability early, just to summon those extra barbarians to help him, to assist him in taking out the town hall. Sometimes. Right, I did use up all my minions, so I'm gonna have to refill them. Camp is at only 73, so it's gonna take a while to get 165 troops. So yeah, this is getting recorded, so if you don't really want to wait for my camp to fill out, you could always just fast forward a few seconds. Okay, the reason it was taking a while to fill out that army camp is because I was training wall breakers. 3 of them. So yep. So once those wall breakers are completed, they've completed their training, it's just gonna take a lot faster to fill up the camp. So at 161. 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Alright, there we go. So yeah, if I can't find anything within 2 minutes, I'm going to come back for a full army. Obviously, I have to take into consideration that I only have 165 troops, so I'm not going to be going for the Dark Elixir storage inside of a base. I'm only looking for drills outside the base, town halls outside the base, those types of bases at the moment, while I wait for my camp to fill up. And also a base to zap. Okay, this guy is a dead base. Storage looks empty. Town hall's inside, so I'm just gonna avoid it. I'm gonna get some gold while I target the 2 full level 3 drills. Remember, a full level 3 drill occupies a total of 420 Dark Elixir if it's 100% full. So 2 of them would equate to 840. And that fits my target of 800 Dark Elixir per raid. So yeah, I don't even have to use a full army. I can just quickly get that Dark Elixir, both of those Dark Elixir drill, and meet my requirement. Now, these collectors are loaded, so I'm gonna attack them with a few archers and barbarians. I'm not gonna use too many. But I have to use a bunch here because they're clogged up, and there's a king right there as well, so gotta kill that king. So yeah, I did get a bunch of resource. There's a collector right there, but yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. 1 minion, because as you can see, wizard towers have a 7 tile range. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Minions have about a 2 tile attack range, so that minion's about 10 to 11 tiles away from that wizard tower. Completely gonna avoid it, and cannons can't do anything. Alright, that's it. So I got a bunch of all the resource. Bunch of gold, elixir, and dark elixir. And camp is at 133. So again, I'm gonna start next thing when I have 165 troops, and this way it's not really taking me long to search and find bases to attack, and this is how I consistently make resource. So as you can see, with just 165 troops, I was able to get 196,000 gold, 158,000 elixir, 722 Dark Elixir. So as you can see, you don't need a full army. Even if I had a full army in that attack, I'm still gonna get that much resource. So as you can see, this is a perfect way to cheat the system, as I like to call it, where you don't really have to wait for the camp to fill up. You don't really have to boost all your barracks to get a full army to attack. You can use the same method without even boosting these two barracks. You don't have to boost them. You can still use the same method, attack when you only have about 75% of your camp filled. So again, 166. Now I'm going to start searching. Alright, so within a few next I found a base I can snipe quite easily. It's a level 4 Dark Elixir storage, so which occupies about 2,200, so I'm definitely gonna get over 300 Dark Elixir from that, and that was definitely worth it just because it was like within my third next, and because it's a weak Dark Elixir storage. The weaker it is, the more Dark Elixir I'm gonna get for the lightning spell. Okay, there we go, 336 Dark Elixir. And what's so great about that as well is because I was nexting while my camp was not complete, which means that I did not waste any barrack train time. I did not waste the barracks training troops, which is excellent. I came back with the camp with even more troops than when I searched and attacked that base to make that Dark Elixir. So what's not to love? So yeah, I'm not gonna start nexting just because my camp is almost full. It's just gonna take a few seconds. So I'm just gonna let it fill out and then I'm just gonna start nexting. $910, but deeply confined Dark Elixir storage, not worth it at all. Not worth the risk, I mean. Okay, within like 4 next, I found another base with over 2,000 Dark Elixir, and this is a level 6 drill, so I'm not going to get that much, but it is completely full, and it does have 2,500, so I'm still going to get about 300 Dark Elixir from it, from zapping it, so that's worth it, and I'm going to get some trophies. So there we go, I got about 270, which is fine. Since it only took me like 4 next to find it, so I'm not going to be wasting too much barrack training time. Seems to be a bit of lag. Oops, not a heal spell. Lightning. Okay, there's 15 minutes left of boost. So let's make it count. So a bunch of zappable bases so far. Yeah, there's a bunch of zappable bases. Not enough. It does look like the loot, the Dark Elixir did dry up a little. I started out really strong, but so far I haven't been finding like a gold mine of Dark Elixir. Okay, here we go. Town Hall 8 base. King right there. That mortar, don't have to worry about us upgrading. Level 3 wizard towers and level 5 mortar. Okay, send out my barbarians to trigger any possible traps he has. Clan castle troops. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to send out my wall breakers. Now usually I take out the clan castle troops first, but I did not see that. For some reason I did not see that clan castle right outside right there. Now I'm going to focus on breaking in right there, send in the wall breaker right there, since it's already weakened. Oops! Again, I've deployed my wall breakers all at once when I meant to deploy my archers. Why do I keep doing that? Doesn't matter. Yeah, I really need to take out this collector right there so my troops can focus on the inside. Dun, dun, dun. Why am I deploying? Alright. Those barbarians did not go the direction I want them to go. Hopefully these clan castle troops do. Alright, there we go. Send in my minions, all of them. Distract the wizard tower, take out that mortar, and then the rest of the archers are going to go straight for that Dark Elixir storage. Awesome! And there we go. And the reason I attacked this space is because it's really easy to get that Dark Elixir storage. All I needed to do was break into this compartment and then send in my troops. My archers can attack over that wall, so I don't have to even break through it. So that's why it was the easy base to get that Dark Elixir, and I did get about 1,500 of it. Okay, so 12 minutes left. Camp is at 108. Again, I made a big mistake on deploying all my wall breakers accidentally at once, which almost cost me the raid, but it was a low risk raid and high reward, so it paid off. Regardless if I made a mistake on that, and the mistake that I did not lure out the clan castle. So that was two big mistakes: not luring out the clan castle and accidentally dropping my wall breakers. But it worked out because it was a low risk base. Okay, 167. He has a bunch of Dark Elixir in that storage, so definitely gonna zap it. It's a Town Hall 10. Maximum amount of Dark Elixir Town Hall 10 offers from their Dark Elixir storage is 3,000. So it's definitely worth zapping them if they have a loaded Dark Elixir storage, especially if it's only a level 5 or below. And I'm also gonna take the trophies because that Barbarian King is out of range. And the reason I attacked it is because it only took me about 4 necks to find it. I'm not going to go for this Dark Elixir drill because it's guarded by that Wizard Tower. It's not worth it. It only holds about 20 to 40%. So I did get about 400 Dark Elixir quickly from that zap and a few trophies. So I'm going to refill my barracks. So that's definitely why I started searching without a full army. And now I have a full army. So yeah, that was great. I did not waste any time. I took that Dark Elixir, I took some trophies, and at the same time I came back to a full army. When I started searching, when I only had 167 troops. This is a high risk attack because it's deeply confined. And these are really high HP storages, which means it's going to take a while for my troops banging on them to take them out and then get to the Dark Elixir storage at the same time, especially since I have Barbarians and Archers. That type of base is more, it's better to attack it with tanks such as Giants. So certain bases are more favorable for Giants and certain bases are more favorable for Barch to attack. This is a dead base. Have to attack this because there's a lot of resource and loaded Dark Elixir drills outside of the base as well. So it definitely helps that Town Hall 8 now provide 2 Dark Elixir drills, so we can now attack Town Hall 8 and get a bunch of Dark Elixir from them, especially if they're dead bases as well. Sucks that it's only a level 1 Dark Elixir drill though. Would have been much better if it was level 3 like the other one. Boom, that mortar took out all those archers. Okay, I'm not gonna go for that gold mine, it's too deep in there. Just gonna take out the camp and laboratory first so they don't get in the way while I summon, not archers, barbarians for meat shield and then summon archers. Alright, there we go. That should do it. Alright. So I got a bunch of all 3 resources. So we only have 5 minutes left, so maybe we're only gonna be able to do 1 more raid, or maybe 2, we'll see. So I'm at 141, so I'm gonna wait until I have 165 and then start searching. And then I'm gonna, if I can't find anything, I'm just gonna come back within about 2 minutes and start searching again with the full army. And I'm gonna get a lightning spell in about 45 seconds. Alright, there we go. 165. This is an excellent base to attack with an archer queen, and the reason for that is because it's really easy to break in on top right here. Remove that archer queen and that archer tower, and then work your way with the archer queen attacking over the wall to get that Dark Elixir storage. Obviously, it's a really bad idea to attack with just Barch because of those high level defenses, but with a good archer queen, you can get it. Okay, did not find anything, so I'm gonna go back. And I should have a full army and a lightning spell. So I got full army and I got a lightning spell. I'm gonna quickly refill my barracks before I go back to searching. Only the boosted barracks, because the normal barracks there, they don't need to be filled out because they're still pretty full. And they're not boosted, so it's going to take a while for them to completely deplete out. Okay, there's 1,600. I have my Barbarian King, and this is a weak Wizard Tower, so I'm going to go for it. I'm going to spread out. That Clan Castle is a bit worrisome, because if it is full, it might be a threat. and it's not too easy to lure it either, so hoping it's not full or there isn't something like a dragon or a bunch of wizards in it. Now I have to remove that wizard tower quickly because that's a big threat. And then break in here with wall breaker. And then Barbarians, they're like the glue of the team. They hold things together for troops. And then my archers. Oh, he does have wizards in his clan castle. Oh man. Well, just gonna send down my Barbarians and hopefully they take out the wizards in time. And now I'm gonna send in my king. He's gonna go straight for that that storage, and then he's gonna go for that gold. And then I'm gonna send in a few minions. And now I'm gonna, since I create a straight path towards it, trigger any air bombs. Don't really have to use anything else because I'm gonna get that Dark Elixir storage. So as you can see, what I've done was first remove all the outside buildings out of the way. Open this path and open that path with wall breakers. Send in my king. I'm not gonna waste him. I'm just gonna take that town hall and now end it. So yeah, as I was saying, I broke through those 2 layers, brought in my Barbarians for shield, archers out of the way, and once I create a direction, a straight direction, then I can send in my minions to take the remaining Dark Elixir in that storage. The reason I sent out my Barbarian late was because you need to first remove all the buildings outside before you deploy him, or he's just gonna run around. So once you've removed those outside buildings and there's a building inside that can pull him in, that's when you want to send him out. So let's quickly look at that replay again, just so I can reiterate what I just stated and back up what I just stated. So again, I removed all those buildings outside, sent in my wall breaker, but there was a wizard tower right there, so I need to take him out first, then send out my wall breakers to break that. But he did have wizards in there, so that was a problem. Not too much of a problem because I did send in groups of Barbarians and archers, so those wizard towers are not going to do maximum damage. And now as you can see, I've removed all the outside buildings outside here, and now I can send in my king. Cause the next one was that elixir storage right there. That was the closest one when sending out the king right here, because I removed all the outside buildings here. Now he's gonna go for that gold mine, and he's gonna distract these defenses, and that's perfect because the next defenses in the way of that dark elixir storage are these mortars and that archer tower right there. That archer tower is inactive, so I don't have to worry about that, and it's a point defense, so I don't really even have to worry about it even if it was active. Now troops are gonna focus on that, and once they've taken out that gold storage, I'm now going to send in a few minions to activate any passable air bombs in the way, and then I'm going to send in the rest because I've then created an easy path towards. And even if I send out all my minions on that gold storage, the next closest target after that gold storage is going to be that that dark elixir storage. So as you can see, watch. Alright, I'm going to send in my clan castle because that's okay. Now as you can see, next closest target is that Dark Elixir storage, and I'm going to send in my minions. But I've realized that I don't need to send them in because I have enough troops to take out that Dark Elixir storage. So I don't have to use all my minions. I still have 6 of them left. And I've retrieved all the Dark Elixir, and I can get the Town Hall as well. So I've done that as well. So I activated my King's ability when he was about 70%. He recovered all his health. I got everything. And that was perfect. Got about 1500 Dark Elixir in that raid. And that's going to end this episode. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, be sure to rate, subscribe, like, comment, everything. I started out with about 1500 Dark Elixir and ended the 2-hour session with 36,011 Dark Elixir, and that was about 21,000 Dark Elixir that I've stolen, and that's perfect. Excellent. If you can average over 1,000 Dark Elixir with this method per hour, then you're doing very good. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a really nice day. It's a great day outside as well for me, so I'm going to head out. So later guys, thanks for watching.